Dengan kondisi ini, saatnya kita kerja dari rumah, belajar dari rumah, ibadah di rumah.
As the schools around the world temporarily closed the door during COVID-19 outbreak, education moved to the online learning. The technology is playing the big role to facilitate. Teachers and students communicate through the internet, so it's a new normal for us where the technology is the key for all the systems. I'm Fitri Utami, student of A3 2019 English Education Study Program of IKIP Siliwangi, would like to invite an English teacher to give his opinion about this online education system. Good morning, Mr. Fadli.
Oh, good morning, Fitri.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, would you like to introduce yourself, your school, and your teaching experience?
Well, good morning, Fitri. My name is Ajinul Fadli. I am an English teacher from Bay-Based Junior High School in Cimahi. About my experience as an English teacher in junior high school, I was teaching for almost 2 years.
We know that in order to stop the spread of COVID-19, education system has moved to the online learning. So, when did your school has closed or moved to the online learning?
It was on March because we followed the instructions of the government to work from home to support the government stopping the spread of coronavirus.
So, how did you feel when you heard it for the first time?
I felt confused for the first time because it was so challenging. We never ever faced this situation before.
So, how did you educate your students?
During this pandemic, we had a solution to educate them by online.
By online? What does it mean?
The government said that every student must learn from home, right? Learning online is the solution during this pandemic. We can use many applications such as Google Classroom, Google Form, Zoom online meeting, etc.
So those applications need to connect to the internet, right?
Correct.
How about the issues of equality, as not all the students have their own phone or maybe the internet started to lag? How did the teachers solve those problems?
Wow, so hard to answer that question. We understand that every student in Bay-Based Junior High School do not have their own smartphones to access those applications. This is the biggest problem for us, but we try to communicate with their parents to solve this problem. We collect the data about their parents who can access the internet by message and calls only. After that, we can give them some materials, what they need to learn and to do.
How does it work? Is it effective enough for you?
Well, actually, it makes us as the teacher to work very hard. It's not easy to communicate straight to them, even by internet.
How about the students? Do you think all the students understand about your materials?
Honestly, I'm not sure they really understand what I give to them. In fact, even they learn in class face to face, some students still difficult to understand about the materials, and I think learning online make them to think twice much harder.
Oh my god, it's such a big problem for all the teachers. And this pandemic make it worse, even though you've tried your best.
I appreciate that, thank you very much.
Okay, you say that the student hard to understand about the materials. So how about the final test?
To be honest, the school facilities are limited. we have not ready for them to take the final test by online, of course. So we decide to focus on their participation during learning online.
It means that your school will not make a final test, right?
Absolutely.
So how about the scoring?
As I said before, we decide to focus on their participation during learning online. We can see their progress from their skills, their attitudes, have they submitted the assignments, and also their interaction in the class before this pandemic.
Wow, it's such a great decision. At the end of this interview, would you like to say something to all the teachers around the world to deal with this pandemic?
Well, I'm no one. Until now, I'll do my best for my school, my partners, and especially my students. I believe all teachers around the world try to do best for their students. So, be safe, be strong, just stay at home, and don't let this pandemic stop you to learn.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Fadli.
You're welcome, Fitri.
You've done your best.
Thank you very much.
So, we'll never know when this pandemic will be end. The best thing that we can do right now is obey to the government's instruction. Even though our country is starting a new normal, it doesn't mean that we are free to go everywhere we want to go. So just stay at home and start a healthy life. Thank you very much for your attention. Hopefully we can meet in the other time. I'm Fitri Utami. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.